Hello, I'm Whisper. This is Dyson Sphere Program. Let's open our chill game. Back in here, where we've set up our exports and what have you. And as I noted in the comments on the last upload, the last episode, I forgot to set an import on our starter planet for titanium alloy. Now this is something we can fix, and I may as well show you now. Quite handy thing. We press I, and this lets us look at the various logistics that we have out there. Interstellar, we can include orbital collectors or whatever. Distributor. Ocean failed. Why did it fail? Because there's nothing there to send. We don't want to send anything. I assume. Let's have a look. No recipient. Nobody wants it. I'm not even sure where that is. Oh, that's on our current planet. Yeah, nobody wants that. It's over on JMiles. No recipient. Let's just send that stuff out if anyone wants it. Or maybe not. Ah, I think I know what that one is. Never mind. These are sending. All the good stuff. Anyway, back to interplanetary. We can alter things. In fact, I think we'll just show that. It is not a good idea to clear settings, because you, I believe, lose everything, which we don't want, obviously. However, we can set the max, and I think I'll take this down to about 2000. Because I don't think we're really going to need any more than that. These, we'll just let them go to the max, because long term we'll be importing 3, 4, 5, maybe more thousand when we're doing a big build on a planet. So no troubles. And let us, where can we import? We already import here, and that goes into our yellow science build. This gets distributed, if I remember correctly, assuming I've set it up right. These are there to be picked up or whatever. We do have an empty slot though, so here we'll put our titanium alloy, and we'll just say let's send about 2000. And once we get them here, it will go and pick them up. Sorry, well, it will send them there once we are making them. It won't be distributing them locally because we haven't set up the little box with the distributor header on, but hey, it's there. Yes. Providing locally, receiving remotely. I hope it must be, because this is working. I'm a little surprised when they did went from provider, receiver, sender. Never mind, they changed the terminology. It's not a big deal. That is sending us a heap, or exporting a heap, which we should get in later. So, we'll turn off build mode. What we'll do is it is time to do some copy strategy. Thank you. This here, we'll just come on over, is our, oops, wrong button, is our north-south equator line. Now I see that here we have a whole bunch of stuff in the way in terms of more patches. So what we'll do is let's try over here. That is the exact reverse side. So what I'll do is I'll come over here. This will come over here. And we'll pull down some power and we'll have a bit of a think about long-term strategy. Which, oh, you're going over the pole. Wow. Alright, that makes sense. Shortest and all that point. If we look at our inventory, we don't have any. Oh, we have 3 windmills. Wow, why'd I even bother? I must have picked them up by accident. We don't have to space these out one big grid, we can make it more. But this works. Just to bring power down here. Now, strategically, this here is our main build area, the tropic area. And we have 2 ways of going about things. We can do grids of 5, which would mean that no build goes over there. Or if we put it right on the line, no build goes over there. I think we'll put it here type of thing. Or, and call that a build. Or we can go further. Now let's just throw down. We will make ourselves a generic build. There we are. There's my preferred settings, chows down everything. No orbital collection because there's no need. Warpers if anything wants to come in or if it wants to go out and collect remotely. So we'll bring out this. I potentially should have grabbed a few more given what I'm going to do. So we have ways of doing things. We can, where are we? Chill. This is a smelting system. We can do like this and essentially put down 2, 3, 1, 2, not sure we'd get beyond 3 there. 4 would probably be too much because we need to leave a gap or power along there. But technically maybe not. And will it fit? This would consume a full belt of 30 and it would sort of go 1, 2, 3, 4. It hangs over into the next because remember this here is our line if we do the short one. The other option, and I'm sort of favouring this one at this point because we're going to do very long term game here. mean, we can go like this and what have you. Well, that's a bit close, but yeah, we can go there. Sort of hangs on that line a bit. Not nice. How many is that? Or 10. And we can sort of bring out here. Come on. There we are. And the other option is we go the whole hog. How far can we take it out? That's 15. That takes it out to 30 and leaves just a little more space. We could probably shift everything over by 1. So let's not take out the belts and we'll just take out the buildings. Where was I? I was there. Put that there. And across to there, and it doesn't cross that line. And this is 9, 1 plus another 9, 1, 2, just double check. 9. So that is a total of 10. What am I doing that way? We want to go back this way. And since we're doing a late game type of build, I think we will go this way. And when I say late game, we'll be doing a very long playthrough, unless they do a major game which breaks or changes everything massively. So for a build like that, we're just using the Mark 3 sorters. Why did I say Mark 6? That's totally not true. No such thing. Later we will go to a pile sorter build. However, that's more than we want to do right now. Okay, so what we can do here now is just start throwing in our poles. Now this will, of course, hang on. This will, geez, focus, whisper. Smelt 30 a second per row. So essentially 120 a second, and then you get to the dark fog toys. I am going to put down that. And let's build this a bit faster. And then the dark fog toys will make each row do 90 per second. If we wanted, we could add another 10 on the end of these, but to be honest, I'm not sure we could. We would have to be severely in the after game to manage that with the Dark Pop toys, because I don't think our logistics would be able to pull it in. Now I'm not setting any recipe, as you can see. And there's a bit of a method to my madness here. You'll note I'm not even choosing an output lot. And that gives us maximum in the way of flexibility. And we will use that. I will show you why in a bit. To our advantage. Here is our basic smelting build. Technically 120 a second. Of course we could not exactly support that, but yeah, technically do not include foundations. Now I'm going to come up here. We're going to put it here. So, smelter, smelting, and we'll go base smelting. We might want to research a bit more tech limit. We are a bit small for this one. I'll do that in a second. So base smelting line. 120 facilities. That'll do. And since I have just said maybe we will do this, we will do this. Let's shove that there, because we don't have to worry about the capacity in this instant. So now the interesting thing about this, because we haven't chosen anything, all of these are covered with power. We have nothing set here, so now we can choose what we want. I am going to do iron and then steel. I could just do iron, not a problem. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do iron, pull it all back into here, then pull it out and do 2 rows of steel. Now we'll sort of set this to say 5,000. We may as well go 5,000. And that makes this nice and easy. We just select whatever we want. Steel. We could make individual. Depends. Honestly, I think it's probably easier to put down a blank, make one of what you want, and if you need more than one of them, copy paste what you've already put down. This will be a while, so I won't do any more than that at present. Now what we'll do here is we'll say iron goes out here, feed our steel, same, and then on this side. Now of course we don't have any of this on the network, but we'll do that. Local remote, yep, that will do us. So there will be our long term smelting array design. Just because eventually we will get it so that it comes through easy-ish. Now our next one, I'm not going to put it down here actually. What I am going to do, should I put it here or up here? Could put it into a 5. This is going to be our titanium alloy. And it doesn't need to be wide. So what we can do is I can put it here because we're only going to have 2 lanes. We can only support so much. So yes, I did. Not that one. So let's do our ILS base. And where will we put it? Perhaps here. Woodwork. So what are the things we want? We want that. Probably no more than 3,000. We want titanium. Again, probably no more than 3,000. Probably drop that down to 2,000 because it's coming locally. Steel, same. And what we send out, let's just set that to 5,000 will do. Well, we'll leave that as that for now. Let us put down our build. Hang on, there we are. Or no further along than this. So we will have our return line here. We actually won't be going out this far. Oh, something you may note. Back there I left no room for proliferation. We're not doing a super proliferation run. I don't see the need to leave space. So, in now, let's put down titanium alloy. I think we need that. 12 seconds means 12 buildings, and we will make 4 every second. We'll consume 4 and 4 and 8. Those all easily fit on these belts. Chop. We could, if we really wanted to save slots here, do it with a totally different layout and have just one down here, and if we were going very long and all that sort of thing. There is no real point at this stage. So we will have 4 a second made there and 4 a second made there, total of 8 a second. Basically what we did back on JMiles, our starter planet. Now what I like to do is put the one we use the most of at the bottom, so it's not really relevant. And then the others, it doesn't really matter. Oops, one more. Actually, what I should have done was give me and just prime the pump, as it were. You'll note I'm putting us slightly closer together in this particular case. That's because these belts sort of stretch way out, and I don't really want to bother putting any over here on the outside. So one row of poles will cover everything. Alright, sorters. And you'll see these are obviously mirrored. Unlike the other ones, those were exactly the same top and bottom. I'm just doing them mirrored because it's a little bit neater, and you don't have to fiddle around with putting belts in different locations. Alright, there we are. Still coming in. What we will do is, because we have a nice big pile, let's just grab a bunch, and again prime the pump. It isn't going to do anything until we get our steel down here running, and we won't get that running until we start tapping these and putting them on the network. So we will do that off camera. But yeah, it's ready to go. Once we have the steel, we should be sweet. And at this point, I will stop the recording and get back to you once I have tapped everything else on the planet. Let's just save the game as 10 episodes in now. Yeah, I will get back to you once we have tapped the planet. Cheers. Alright, back again. So here we are. I have tapped every vein on the planet, put them all into a PLS. Some things have multiple PLS inputs, just depends what's handy. And I didn't bother putting double PLS with the same thing. Sorry, single PLS with double inputs. There's kind of not much point. We may as well have the drone throughput, as it were. This is pretty much my signature thing. Put a traffic monitor which has a alarm output if there's nothing on the belt and nothing goes through after a minute. And the alarm is just set for the did I put it here? No, I'll put it here now. I'll just show you. I've used this before with the advanced mining machines, and I may as well do it here. Alright, are there any others that I did not do that to? It's got one. It's got one. I just don't think I bothered with this particular area. Does that have one? No, it does not, and I shall go and rectify that in just a minute. I tapped this because obviously need power, and I didn't bring much with me. Very simple and useful blueprint. Just has most of the settings required. Any others? Don't think so. Those are all done. All done. 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 Not done. I might go over there and do that one. Eh. May as well. So while Icarus is going over there, let's just show we have, while I was doing this, filled up with steel. We haven't done anything here because we're not requesting steel. And now we are. We're not going to bother with that. We'll do local receiver, and we won't bother with that because we probably, well, we might use something on here. So we'll have that available locally. In we go. There we are. 8 per second. Nice. And we can very easily keep up with that. It's not a huge amount. Because we have done this, that makes its own iron for the steel smelting. We get, it's 30 divided by 3, because it takes 3 seconds per to make. So that's 10, 20, potentially 20 steel every second. Just depends if we can feed in enough of the iron ore, which we probably can. So while I'm here, I will put down this. And now that we have, where is our build? Plenty of stuff. Actually, I'll go here, and I strongly suspect that we do not have enough. Yeah, we definitely don't have quite enough in the way of melters. But I will put down another line. So we've used 3. There's 3 there, which lets us, can we put something here or not? Probably not. Still, let's see. Yes, it looks like we can. That leaves us, no it does not leave us. We would need to put it there, and we don't really have the space. So that would be for a narrower build. Maybe just 3 lines instead of 4. Strange, I thought I had done 2, 1, 2, 3. No, that is correct. So what we'll do is we'll throw that down there. And we may as well, can't do those, but we can. Oh, we are out of towers. Wow. That I did not see coming. So alright, we can't power this. Not that it matters, we can't really build it either. However, what I will do is I will pull it in that, and we'll set it up to make that. Because one thing we will always need is going to be iron. And everything just swarms across from over various places. Technically I should hook up several of these and just sort of pass it through to these builds if required. But I'm not really going to at this point, because I don't really see a need. We're still doing, we should have a nice amount of those. Alright, what I will do, that's going to be awkward, isn't it? Yeah, that's actually going to be really awkward. What I'll do is I'll take them all out of the middle, because I don't believe we actually need them in the middle. Thinking about it? No, they cover everything nicely. Okay, let's see. We still don't have any spares. Alright, I know where we can get a few. Since we don't actually need these. That requires, what we'll do is we will put that there, and we will put that there. There you are. Build me. Maybe not there. That will get all the main infrastructure done. Short 30, yeah. I really should have grabbed some more, shouldn't I? Alright, it is what it is. I believe that I can actually go and collect. Not collect, too close. Take a copy of the modified blueprint, even though it has ghost items. Though, no, I don't want to. Do better to take it up there, and I will do that off screen sometime. So alright, here we are. Titanium alloy being sent, that would be, well, we can find out. Okay, so is it sent, but is it being... received? And it is. So nice there. What we'll do, now that everything here is basically set up and running, We will go back over, let's just save this. We will go back over to JMiles. And I just realised I should have stuck a where is it? Over here? Where is that? Over here. I should have put a logistics distributor on top. Just so I can pick up remotely. I did not think of that at the time. Never mind. Let's fill up. There we are. That can run and act as a power supply for us. Let us go and return. So once we get there, I'll just set up the titanium alloy distribution. You can see all our research finished. I didn't queue any more up because, hey, you may want to see that at some point. But yeah, we do have all the stuff that was queued is done. Not sure how much longer I spent. Maybe another half hour to an hour tapping everything. Thanking you. Where are we? If I remember rightly, it was down here. And this will mean that we will be able to distribute everything again. So, everything done. Devs really need to look at that. It pops up under the top. So now, everything involving vessels and ILSs and the like will keep going. 40. We used a few. I'll put you there. Does not hurt at all. Now, let us reach out and grab a few things before we go. Actually, you know what? I should probably go and make sure that we have more than 100 of these things. Yeah, let's just go over and do it. A little more up close and personal. Lights there. Wow, we really got a good chunk out of that. While we're here, we don't need that many in reserve for those. We still have some drones. Speaking of drones, 406 is a slightly odd number. Alright. Let us set you to maybe 300. that would be 300. Don't need to worry about that. We don't use that many of them. What are we looking? Yeah, still plenty of them. Haven't used any of those. Don't know if we ever will, to be honest. Suppose we should turn around and make certain that we have no, let's make that 150. And these are all good as they are. We'll make that 100. Because that will be what ends up under PLS or ILS as a minimum. What is missing here? Or are we just probably just short? We get 200 per, and let's do that. We get 200 per, let's put a few more in. Oh, that's interesting. Stuck it into a... Interesting indeed. That would be 1,000, which should be plenty. As a reserve. That doesn't hurt. We'll go 2,000. Let's think long term. And I guess we should probably think long term there. That would be 500. Yes, I know we don't need it at present, but hey, that works. Alright, we have 2 gaps here. I'm going to show you a little something in a moment. Just let me get this lot. Probably didn't need it, because I didn't use any, did I? Alright, mining machines. First, where are we? Smelters. Now what we can do here are we going to have the space? Just barely. We will put in here mining machines and we'll say 200. What was it here? 100. Yep, 200 makes a decent reserve. And we will set you to distribute. And that way we don't have to mess around with making specialised bespoke molds. What we'll do is we'll put a bunch of ILSs somewhere, but we will supply them in this manner. And we've already filled up 100, that's already there, nice. For this one I will put it over there. Put into But you know what? I'm just going to be a little bit cunning and put it there. We will set up for, where are we? Smelters. Let's say 500 in reserve. How much do we have reserve here? 200 reserve. These we probably, here, we'll go 500. That will be 500. Basically, if we pull in 500, that will blat them through ASAP and then trickle refill. And over here, again. And we will have a couple hundred in there relatively quickly. Oh God, do they only send one at a time? Oh no, they don't. Thank goodness. I was thinking that was definitely didn't sound right. Just a spot. Capacity 14. I don't think there's any way of saying min max, so whatever's there will get sent. Right, 500, 500. And I think we'll just go up to 500 here. Just to make sure we have good reserves. Alright, I'm not quite sure how long this is. It's probably over the hour mark though. So, we'll stick a pin in it there. Save the game as this again. And yeah, cheers and enjoy Dyson Sphere program.